Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave and this video is a bit of a follow-up to a video that I did a little while ago about the phase switch on that acoustic guitar. Basically I received a comment on that video the other day and just realised there was a little bit of confusion about what phase switch means because it has different meanings in different contexts. Now I'll put a link in the information section down there to the video in question about the phase switch on the acoustic guitar. But just to kind of really quickly summarize it, acoustic guitars will sometimes have a button on called phase. You press it, it has no discernible effect on how the guitar sounds. Basically what it does is if you've got a guitar with like an electroacoustic guitar, like this guitar here has a little under saddle pickup that gives you a signal that you can take to an amplifier, and what the phase switch does is it flips this phase of the sound going down that down the wire from that pickup. So instead of, if you think of a sound wave looking like this, it makes it look like this, and the idea is it helps you to cancel out feedback coming from an amplifier, which might cause the strings in the guitar to vibrate. And if you think that you got the strings vibrating at one particular way and then they get hit with the same sort of sound wave coming from the amplifier, they'll end up looking like this and you end up with feedback. If you use the phase switch, you can invert the phase of what's going to the amplifier so it ends up looking like this, and that kind of cancels out some vibration in the strings and stops feedback. So that's what the phase switch is all about in an acoustic guitar. Now the reason I'm holding an electric guitar for this video rather than an acoustic one is because I received a comment on that acoustic guitar video from Philip, and Philip said, I've got a guitar and it's got a phase switch and it doesn't stop feedback. And I was about to suggest, well, have you considered that like the switch might be broken, or you know, you got a wire that's become disconnected or something. But I quickly checked the model of guitar that he mentioned in the comments, and it was an electric guitar, and that made me realise, yes, there is the idea of changing phase of a pickup in an electric guitar, but that does something different. So I've pulled this guitar off the rack. This is my Thompson Custom, because as you can see, it's got a few switches down here. One of them is a phase switch. So to get some bassline sounds, this guitar's got two humbucking pickups, DiMarzio tone zone at the bridge, DiMarzio path at the neck, and a three-way selector switch. Bridge position pickup on its own sounds like this. Neck pickup on its own sounds like this. Yeah, as you might expect, bridge pickup's a bit more trebly, neck pickup's a bit darker, a little bit smoother. Now with the pickups in phase, so this is kind of like the normal setting, if I put that selector switch in the middle, get the two pickups together, and you get sound like this, which is basically the sound of the bridge pickup and the sound of the neck pickup together. Yeah, so you've got some of the brightness coming from the bridge pickup, you've got some of the more mellow, darker sound from the neck pickup, all coming together. So those pickups are working together, they're in phase, and what you're hearing there, like I say, is kind of like the sum total of those two pickups. But I've got a switch down here that allows me to reverse the phase of the bridge pickup. So the bridge pickup on its own and the phase selector, so like in normal, so this is in phase. Knock that pickup out of phase by changing the switch to the other position. And no difference in sound. That's because the phase switching really only works when you've got two pickups together. So let's go to both pickups together and phase selector switch in normal. So this is like the two pickups in phase. Yeah, this is the sound you heard before. But if I knock the bridge pickup out of phase by flicking that switch, yeah, it's got a different sound. It's a bit more, I guess, nasal is possibly the best word for it. So I'll explain what's happening there. When the two pickups are in phase, you're basically hearing the sum, the sound of both pickups together. when I knock the phase of the bridge pickup, when I put that out of phase, it's not changing the acoustic sound the way it was like on the acoustic guitar. What it's doing is it's changing the electrical phase for the bridge pickup. Now, I'm going to vastly oversimplify this. If you're an electronics engineer and you're really into guitar electronics, actually, if you were into guitar electronics, you probably wouldn't be watching this video because you already understand what that button's for. But I'm going to kind of dumb down and say if you're into electronics, forgive me for the oversimplification. But basically, when the pickups are out, when it switches the electrical phase, you can think of it as being when I play a note on the guitar, the string moves through the magnetic field of the pickup, and because the pickup's wrapped with copper wire, it induces an electrical current, and the voltage of that current, the voltage of that electrical signal, equates to the sound, more or less. I say a vast oversimplification of it. But you can think of the voltage as kind of having, the electrical signal as having kind of like a waveform. So what the phase switch does is it changes the electrical phase. So if you think of the electrical signal coming out of the pickup as looking like this, when it's in, the pickup's in phase, if I flick the phase switch, it goes like this. It kind of sounds the same with just the one pickup. When you put the two pickups together with one of them out of phase, what you're hearing, that slightly odd, slightly nasal sound, is when you put the two signals together, you obviously got the slightly brighter sound from the bridge pickup and the slightly darker sound from the neck pickup. They're not the same kind of sound, but because one of them is out of phase, when you put the two signals together, it's kind of one pickup's going to cancel out certain parts of sound of the other pickup. So kind of what you're really hearing, so to vastly oversimplify it, is you're hearing the remainder when the signal from one pickup cancels out or comes together and cancels out part of the signal from the other pickup. So a phase switch in an electric guitar reverses the electrical phase of one of the pickups to give you a different type of sound, as opposed to the phase switch in an acoustic guitar, which changes the phase of the sound that's coming out from that one pickup. But the point of that in an acoustic guitar is to basically to cancel feedback, whereas in an electric guitar it's just to give you other types of sounds. You might like the out of phase sound, you might not. It's some people like it, some people don't. I don't use it as much as I thought I would. When I got this guitar built, I asked to have the phase switch included because I wanted the flexibility and I wanted to have more sounds and more variety. But to be honest, in practice, I didn't use it quite as much as I thought I would. My Baja Telecaster behind me there, that's also got a phase switch on it. One of the out of phase sounds on there with certain pickup wiring is something I quite like. Another out of phase sound I care a little less for, but now and again it's just the right sound for the job. So basically, Philip, if hopefully that's answered your question a little bit more than I did just in the comments, talking about its electrical phase, not acoustic phase. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, please click like down there. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see other videos that are posted on the channel, then please click subscribe. And also, if you haven't done so, please click that little bell icon because you get notified when I upload new videos. You're welcome to leave a comment on the video like Philip did, but I don't always see video comments. So if you've got a specific question you want to ask me, whether it's about guitar gear, playing guitar, music theory, anything at all, you're better off going here, filling that form in, send your question in that way. I'm guaranteed to see it, and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.